Ooh, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Here's where it was, 5 million when it got shouted out. Here's where it is now, approximately 1/10 of the price. It's not looking good. Like, I saw somebody give a really good take, not about this specifically, but about like investing or about working on things and trying things. And it's like, if something's a sure bet, it's not really a good bet then, because then everybody who's on the fence is in it, right? Everybody's on who's on the fence, does it because it's a sure bet, right? A good example would be like computer science, right? Because that was a sure bet. Now there's a ton of people, and there are way more people than there are jobs. So it's not really a sure bet, right? A lot of trades are probably gonna be similar and going into the future because a lot of people are gonna like voluntarily select out of like computer science might be a good bet now because you're gonna get a lot of people like me, right, who are looking to other things because AI and all the competition or whatever. And so in 4 years, there might actually be a good amount. Might find a good balance, right? 2 years from now, whatever. The trades will probably be a bad bet because you're probably gonna have a lot of people like, well, this isn't really feasible. This isn't really sustainable, and so I should probably go into something else, right? Um, but yeah, it's kind of so like there's the person said like the best bet is stuff that's kind of like people are on the fence about because they're on the fence about it. Not everybody has committed to doing it or not doing it, and now it's like, well, everybody who's paying attention is in now, right? Everybody who's gonna do it is in. So now it needs to kind of cool off a bit. So it might have actually killed it, honestly. Not gonna lie. What's that text number, River? Well, are you get ready to apologize? Are you ready to apologize yet for the scam? Are you ready to come clean? Sar? Are you ready to come clean? Or is that not yet? Are you not ready to do that yet? One thing I will be really, really happy once I'm gone from here soon is not dealing with uh, the retardation. It's such a small pond around here. Like, it's such a really small pond. I saw somebody today talking about Charlie Kirk or whatever. Talking about a year ago. Was that like a year ago today, or is that recent? Oh, somebody's talking about Charlie Kirk and how we had the mandate. We could have done anything. We had the mandate to crush the left. It's like, what are you talking about? You just had no mandate. You just had a bunch of angry like losers. You literally just had a bunch of angry people, and then you had every single e-celebrity, right wing e-celebrity, imagining that it was going to be them. Every single e-celebrity talking about like, oh, this gonna be me next. I'm gonna be killed, and then every viewer being like, oh, I'm gonna be killed. I was like, no, you're not. It was a crazy person who killed a celebrity. It was an insane person, and
Rapidly
insane
sent
people do insane
$10.
things sometimes. It's actually not that serious. It was somebody who was literally providing no value, who was just like a celebrity making money off of people being miserable, being killed. And that's it's just like it could be me next. It's like no, it's not. It's just like an insane person who's dating like a furry, a transgender furry on Discord, doing something insane. And there are always insane people. It's actually not that serious. It's like when that guy tried to tried to impress Jodie Foster or whatever her name was, Judy Schroyer, Jodie Foster by trying to kill what is Ronald Reagan or something. I don't know. I forget what happened. But it's like, yeah, there's insane people do insane things. It was very funny though. Not that he got killed, but the reaction of people like, "We're gonna do all this thing. You're just gonna make money off of it and then move on in like a day." move on in a month, and nothing in your life will change. We've all been there. We laugh when ice shoots a woman, but you don't do. Yeah, the ice shooting woman is so much more of a serious thing, honestly, because it's like institutional versus a crazy person. A crazy person doing something crazy. If you get just one person, it is kind of like sketchy because you don't want other crazy people to do stuff. But when you get like the government like killing people and they're like hiring people improperly to do things, that's actually a bad thing because it's like now things have spiraled out of control where the government, which is actually the ultimate power in the country, is like hiring people who are not really qualified to do stuff. Um, I think they just gripped his death because that's just what they've always done, how they live online. Yeah, yeah, it's just not healthy. It's like not like when it happened, there was no thought. There was no thought in my mind about like, oh, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen to me. This is gonna happen to me. Because it's like, no, it's not. Why would it happen to me? I'm not like going on national tours. You know, pup, not puff, Hufflepuff. Um, yeah, they're just I don't know. That's one thing I'm not gonna miss is that. Like if you take a step back from stuff and you just kind of look at it for what it is, it's like people are miserable because like they don't have good opportunities and they're not really allowed to get mad at people who are running the country in any real way. Um, so they get mad at other people who are also equally powerless because they can do that without getting in trouble. And that's what it is, and that's all it'll ever be. It's powerless people being annoying, and then every once in a while spurting out. But Charlie Kirk could have been our George Floyd. Yeah, that's the thing. Even George Floyd, like the reason George Floyd happened is because they wanted to like mobilize people to destroy neighborhoods to buy up property. Like that's what that is. Like if you look at where the maps of the riots, those are always in like areas that have small businesses. They're not in areas that have big businesses. Really, they're really just areas that are like places that get bought up by like private equity and stuff. After it's literally just like a scam. And obviously, there's like feelings, and there's obviously people doing it right, and like people doing it with hate in their heart and trying to target people. But those people are like just pawns. And are you worried about the pawns? You need to not be worried about like you should kind of think about like, well, why is this happening? Why is it like allowed to happen in my neighborhood, but it's not allowed to happen in the rich neighborhood? Why is it not allowed to happen around like Washington D.C.? Oh, because it's like the people who actually matter. Those people are there. About to need an online vape or need anything? Yeah, yeah. I need to make more than $200 per month. And also, yeah, there's no like it's literally just like people pay you to like um in these circles, it's like they want you to it's like audience capture where it's they want you to be like the slop. Just slop and slop and slop and slop and slop. And it's like I guess that's a valid thing, but that's not how I want to live my life. Really not. Really not. And I can kind of I have like a demonstrated people say they don't and they do it. I'm like choosing not to do it. But yeah, it's just crazy. It's like we had the mandate. You didn't have a mandate. You had a bunch of annoying, angry people online, like spurting out about it. And now, like the reality of it is that like the reality of it is like people made millions of dollars off of it, and they fought for like control over it, and that's it. And they don't care. None of these people care. It's such a like bad, bad environment for like trying to do anything. But I don't know. I don't know. I do know actually. I've been right about a lot of stuff. That's okay. A lot of people are right about a lot of stuff. It doesn't really matter. And I know I'm right about this, and that's like if you desire to do things with your life, I would get away from these circles because they're the internet just selects for like just every time you like think about content, you just think about like the YouTube thumbnails where it's like the mouth agape, like pointing at something, like, and that's how everything is. Like that's just a visual manifestation of what it is. That's literally what like a visual manifestation because that's what it is. Right? It's the presentation of the content for that form, but it applies to everything else. It applies to written content, streaming content, like Twitter. It's all just like, can you get interactions so they can sell ads to these people? And that's what it is. It's a sales. And I'm not a salesperson. I'm definitely not a salesperson for sure. Oops. I hate when I do this. The internet is really bad, yeah, and it's just bad for you. Movement has turned into a social effort. It's not like the movement. It's literally everybody online, dude. It's literally how you become successful online. It's like think about Alex Jones, right? One of the most successful right wing. Well, he's not even right wing. Libertarian conspiracy theorist people, right? The reason he's so much more popular than like anybody else trying to do that is because he's so entertaining, right? He's so like he's so he really is emotional and really thinking, and he's really funny too. But at the end of the day, is he really? Does he do anything? Has Alex Jones made a difference? No. Like, has anything he's talked about changed? Has he affected change in any way? No. He's not going to. He's going to make money, and then he's going to be entertaining. He's an entertainer, and that's what he is. The problem is when you go to a movie, right? You know it's a movie. You know it's entertainment, and you can kind of like live your life afterwards because you turn out. The problem is this. It's like everything is presented as like super serious and super real when really it's just entertainment, and that's no good because it makes people like make bad choices with their life, in terms of like prioritizing internet stuff over family, right? Or prioritizing internet, arguing about race stuff over career or like hobbies or learning or like a skill and making money, right? Um, Paul thinks the Nick Bump I'm making money banking Keenest right now. I don't know, dude. The Nick Bump it's lower than it was before the bump. It's about half the price. It's about half the price of what it was, or so. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think you just gotta think about the YouTube thumbnails, and realize that's every form of content. Like that's essentially how whether it's written, audio, video. Like, can you think of any video you've watched that has really changed your life in any tangible way? Like that's like a good metric. Can you think of any YouTube video? That's actually kind of crazy. I can't think of any specific YouTube video that has changed your life in a positive way. Unless maybe you're gonna kill yourself or something, and then you see like a "don't kill yourself" video or something. But can you think of any? I don't really think so. I can think of like movies. Whoa. I can think of like, whoa, you're fighting my vibe. No, you actually heard everything, but I don't really consider that right now. Yeah, I just think it's like it's time to move on. It's time to move on. One thing I excel at is I'm okay with moving on. Like I don't really like the sunk cost fallacy stuff. When stuff is done, it's done, and I'm okay with that. And I think that's kind of where we are with this stuff, honestly. Um, it's time to do other things. Time has gone by. It's been like a decade I've been around these circles, and I can't name a single thing. I can't name a single thing that's gotten better, in terms of politics or in terms of society or in terms of like anything people talk about online making any positive difference. And once again, the biggest thing would be like January 6th or like the COVID stuff. And it's like you can have everybody in the group being like, this is wrong, this is horrible. Or Charlie Kirk, right? this is wrong, this is horrible. It doesn't matter. It's just gonna happen because guess what? None of us are that's cover, not cover. None of us are important. Yeah, I think it's just like you have to. What's the definition of insanity, right? It's like doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. I mean, that's what we have with like politics. That's what we have with like internet stuff. And I think you just have to be like, okay, you know, I think having been in these circles for about 10 years, seeing there's not really there's not really forward progress on stuff. There's forward progress on the discourse being more crass, and being more open to like rough around the edges jokes. But that's all they are at the end of the day. It's all jokes. It's all very, so it's not possible to save America. I don't think, I think like what's happening is like a technological thing at the end of the day. Like I think honestly, I think there are obviously differences between groups, and it's very obvious. And it's a crazy thing that that was ever not allowed to be said. But whoops, I did straps again. But so STRA, I think that's all downstream from like technological change and stuff. And I think the biggest thing you can really identify as being a conscious thing is that like ranchers, farmers, tech people, they all benefit and they all constantly advocate for bringing in people. And we can you change that? No. Yeah, like ranchers, farmers, they don't. Like every big business controls, like the big businesses control the government and they're in bed with the government to a degree that like you can't actually fight. And so everything else is fake. Like, do you think AI will save America from becoming brown? No, I don't think. Once again, there's no. I've lived a long time, 30 years, 31 years, rather, almost 32. Um, which isn't that long time, but it is actually enough to see. Uh, yeah, I don't think the demographic thing is like a problem. I think the demographic thing is like a reflection of what's happening, and the reflection is that like big money, big businesses want workers. They want workers, and because they want workers, there's workers. And there's no reason. Why would that? Why would that like change? You know what I mean? And if you can't give a good reason why that's going to change, which you really can't, in my opinion, then it's not worth arguing about. It's not worth really talking about. I think the thing what you have to realize is that you might think, "Oh, Nick, he's not changing the world," or something like that, right? You can think that. That's fine. You have to disabuse yourself of the notion, if you think that way, that like there are people that are going to change how things are going. Because if you think there are like better ways to do it that could work, then you're going to be upset at people who are like taking attention, taking time, taking money, right? Um, because you're gonna be like, oh, it should be, somebody else could do blah blah blah. If you can really get in your head that like, hey, yeah, like what's gonna happen is gonna happen, then you're not gonna be like pressed about people making a lot of money who you don't think are like being going to change the world, right? Does that make sense? Am I making sense? I think that's kind of important. Thoughts on Spencer and his new book? I don't really care about that. Books are like vanity projects. Books are meaningless. There's never gonna like books are literally just marketing. Like they don't matter. Barely anybody reads, and the people who read are not doing anything. You said keenness is crashing. Have you ever looked at a chart before? It's sitting on support. We found the bag holder. Found the bag holder. Yikes. Keenness will crash, and everyone that put money into it will lose it all, except those that had inside information and sold. Yeah, exactly. This shit's going to zero, dude. I'm sorry. Look, if you have it, sell now. This does not look like a healthy thing, dude. Yikes. Look, it's okay. All cryptos are like gambling, right? I just hope nobody put in money they couldn't afford to lose. It's not that serious. I'm not of the opinion it's that serious. So I don't really care. I'm not like upset. I'm not like, God, this is the worst thing ever. Like Q Zoomer. I think Q Zoomer is actually really talented. No, yeah, the keenness is going micro keenness mode here, dude. Keenness is getting downgraded to micro keenness, and it's not serious. It's okay. There's like millions of scams, right? Your 401k, retirement, the economy. Did you know that Steve Jobs' company, Next or whatever, Next Computing, was basically only kept alive through the CIA? Did you know Silicon Valley is basically only profitable because of the Department of Defense? Like like the world in which you live is a scam, dude. And keenness is no different. Okay, it's not that serious. It really isn't that serious, bro. I felt like that. I didn't know though. I like Steve Jobs. I think Steve Jobs is the coolest of the tech people. But I don't think. I think he had like the best sense of a lot of things. But yeah, the tech stuff. It's like the economy's fake, bro. Like everybody who's making money is like in healthcare or like 1 or 2 degrees removed at most from the government. And there's always exceptions. There's prostitutes, right? There's streamers. There's YouTubers. But people making good money are like literally just profiting off of like scams. And there are exceptions. There are people who do real. There are people who do real work and do things and make a lot of money. I'm not saying everybody, but pretty much everybody, if that makes sense. That's okay, and that's okay. But that's the world we live in. And keenness, no different. All right, I'm done giving engagement. Just heard Tyler Robinson Translover talking about keenness, so I had to come check. Dude, come on, bro. Bro's mad. Bro's mad because he lost all his money. Now he's calling me a transgender furry. And that's messed up, bro. That's so messed up, bro.